Now we are going to start a new topic, a very new chapter, that is cost and revenue analysis. Now, what do you mean by cost and revenue analysis? That means how my business, or you can say overall budget, how I am planning my overall budget. So, no doubt, when I will plan out overall price or overall budget of the commodity, fine. So, what I have to check out? First, I have to check out the particular cost of the commodity or whatever revenue I have made, whatever expenditure or whatever every cost I have incurred. So I have to analyze it. Analyze it means I have to verify it. Accordingly, I can go ahead, right? But to understand the chapter, first we will understand the basic concepts of cost of productions. That means what is the basic part which we have to understand so that we can understand the rest part of the chapter. Now, the very first part is money cost or accounting cost. Now, what do you mean by money cost? Money cost refers to money expenses which the firm has to incur in purchasing or hiring the factor services. Now, it includes money expenditure of the firm on wages and salaries, machineries and equipments, payment of interest on borrowings, payment for raw materials, powers, etc. That means what? That means, see, I think account students can understand this better. Daily expenditure which a company plan out. Okay. Now, to everyone, I will make it clear that every day some or the other expenses company has to make. Okay. Now, those are what? Those are, they are giving wages and salary to the workers, machineries and equipments they are planning out or they are repairing or anything, right? Now, payment of interest. Now they have borrowed money. Now for that they have to pay interest. Fine. Now raw material purchase, if they purchase raw material, they have to pay for it. Now whatever power they are consuming, they have to pay for it. Many other such kind of expenses. These all are expenses which are known as money cost or accounting cost. Okay. Next is explicit cost. Now what do you mean by explicit cost? Money payment made by the firm to the owner of various factor services in purchasing or hiring factor services required in the production of a commodity is called explicit cost. Do remember, explicit cost means you are paying to whom? Outsiders for hiring factor services. The best example is transport. Now what happen when I want my raw material or any work my finished goods to be transported, right? So what I will do, I will pay for transportation. That is what I am hiring it. So anything which I am hiring from out, that is explicit cost. Next is implicit cost. Now what is implicit cost? It refers to the estimated value of inputs owned by the firm and used by its own production for its own production units. This means that a firm neither purchases nor hires the land or interest on capital is contributed by the producer himself. Now, implicit cost, in short, in simple language, you can understand the inside cost. Now, all the factors of production which are being inputted by the owner of the firm, like factors of production. Fine. Now, what is there? It is already been owned by the firm. That means their property, their personal property like land and all, right? So what they are doing, they are using it for the production purpose. Land they are using, capital they are using, right? So these all are what? Owned capital of what? Owner. Now he is using, or you can say owned factors of production of owner. Now he is using all these units for production purpose. So this is inside the firm. So that is why it is implicit cost. Okay. Next is economic cost. Now what do you mean by economic cost? Do remember, economic cost means the total cost which is being incurred. Now what is the total cost? No doubt implicit, that is inside cost and outside cost. Implicit cost plus explicit cost. So what is economic cost? Economic cost is the sum of the both the explicit cost and implicit cost, including normal profit. Okay. Normal profit means minimum profit which a producer should get, okay, for bearing the risk. Fine. So what is economic cost? Explicit cost plus implicit cost plus normal profit. Okay. Now next is normal cost. Now what is normal cost? Normal cost is defined as the minimum payment which a producer must get in order to induce producer to undertake risk of production. Now what do you mean by induce? Induce means motivate. Okay, to promote producer to undertake risk of production. Okay. Now next is opportunity cost. What do you mean by opportunity cost? The opportunity cost of any good in the next best alternative cost that is given up to produce the good. It arises because of the problem of scarcity of resources and the fact that resources have alternative uses. The cost of producing a quantity of commodity is measured in terms of quantity of some other commodity that could have been produced. Now you will find it very complicated. Let me make it very simple for you. What do you mean by opportunity cost? You all know that we have limited resources, scarce resources, right? Now with one raw material which is available, you have many alternatives to produce. Like if you get steel, you have alternatives to produce car bodies, cooler body, utensils, right? Now suppose if I am a producer and if I want to produce two things, but I have a scarce resources, so I have to select the best alternative. Best alternative means the one which I will prefer to produce. Suppose I have two options available, a car body and a cooler body, but then I have to give up cooler body. Why? Because I have a limited resources. I will prefer to prepare a car body, right? So if I am doing that, so what is the loss I am incurring? If I am giving up the opportunity of making a cooler body, so what that cost is compared. Okay, so that is known as opportunity cost. Fine. So that means I have given up an opportunity of producing some other goods for producing one good. I have given up the opportunity for producing cooler body, for producing car body. Now what is that cost? That cost is known as opportunity cost. Okay, next is real cost. Real cost refers to the efforts and sacrifices made by the owner of factors of production used in the production of a commodity. Okay, so what you are doing, you are sacrificing when you are inputting your capital. Fine. Purchasing machinery, what you are doing, you are sacrificing as a owner. Fine. So what is real cost? That is the efforts and sacrifices which is being made by the owner, okay, of production. So what he do used in the production of a commodity. So whatever sacrifices, whatever inputs, whatever money, whatever amount he is putting or whatever efforts he is putting, that is all calculated as a real cost. Fine. Private cost. It refers to the cost of production incurred by an individual firm in producing a commodity. It is as same as economic cost. Okay, private cost, that is the personal cost of the producer, or you can say the owner. So this is what it is, equal to the economic cost. Okay, so that means it is what, implicit cost plus explicit cost plus normal profit. Okay, next is social cost. Now social cost means what? Social cost refers to the cost that the society has to bear on account of production of a commodity. That means the hazardous, environmental hazardous. Now if I am producing something, somewhere or the other way it will affect the environment. Now how much it is affecting environment, that is social cost. Okay, so what is social cost? Private cost plus external cost. Okay. Now next is fixed and variable cost. I think we have studied this very well in last chapter, what is fixed cost and what is variable cost. Fixed cost is that cost which is incurred on fixed factors, the quantity of which can neither be increased nor decreased in the short run. You know that very well, that is fixed, right? Constant. Now for example, salary of a permanent worker, rent of the factory, property tax, these are what? Fixed cost. Okay. Now variable cost. Variable cost is that cost which is incurred on variable factors. Those factors, the supply of which can be easily changed in the desired quantity in the short run. Now, for example, raw materials, salary to casual worker. Casual means daily workers, right? That is labors, which we have studied, right? Running expenditure. Now, what do you mean by running expenditure? That is daily expenditure, like electricity, taxes, excise duty, which is being paid daily. Okay, that is variable cost. Next is we are going to study how many types of cost are there. Fine. Now the very first cost in this is total fixed cost. Now what do you mean by total fixed cost? It refers to the total cost incurred by the firm on the use of fixed factors. Do remember, only fixed factors. Okay, so whatever cost you are incurring on the use of fixed factor, okay, only that cost you will consider. It does not change with the quantity of output. You know, fixed cost, that is constant. It does not change with the change in the output, quantity of output. It remains constant if the firm produces 1 unit of output or if nothing is produced. Fixed cost has to be incurred. It is also called unavoidable cost. So what is it called? It is also called unavoidable cost, supplementary cost and overheads cost. See, these are the different names, okay, etc. Now for example, rent, insurance, property tax, etc. Fine. Now what is the formula for total fixed cost? Total fixed cost equals to TC. TC stands for what? Total cost minus variable cost. Okay, total variable cost. Do remember, what is total variable cost? Total variable cost means everything is included. Fixed factors also plus other factors, that is variable factors also. That is total variable cost. Okay. Now next we will study is the shape of total fixed curve. Okay, now what is the shape of total fixed curve, how it is changing, why it has been moving around, or whatever movement it is showing, how it is showing, what are the reasons. This is what we are going to study ahead. Now you can see very well, total fixed cost is a straight line parallel to the horizontal axis or x-axis, indicating the same amount of fixed cost at every level of output. You can see parallel, right? So it is what? It is constant at every level of output, even if you produce or if you don't produce. Fixed cost is there and that is constant. Okay, that you have to remember. Total fixed cost curve starts from point A. You can see it is not starting from the origin. It is starting from point A on the x-axis, indicating that the total fixed cost will be incurred even if output is 0. Okay, do remember that. That is what I told you. Even if there is no output, still fixed cost is there. Okay. Next is total variable cost. Now what is total variable cost? It refers to the total cost incurred by a firm. That is what I told you. Total cost, that is the cost which is being incurred on fixed cost also and the rest of the cost, which we will understand in detail later. Okay. So it refers to the cost incurred by a firm on the use of variable factors. This cost vary directly with the change in the volume of output. Now we know very well variable cost changes with the output. Suppose my output is more, possibly it is that I have employed more laborers or anything. I have taken more raw material into consideration. So it can be any reason. Okay. So that is what these costs vary directly with the change in the volume of output. For example, payment for raw material, wages to temporary employees and casual workers, payment for fuel used, etc. There can be any reason. Now they are also called avoidable costs. Now previous what we did, total fixed cost is what? Unavoidable cost, right? But these are avoidable cost. Avoidable cost means I can make compromises. Possibly I don't want to expand my raw material. I don't want to expand my current labors. So that is avoidable. That means I can avoid it. Now you can say it is prime cost also or direct cost also. Okay. Do remember these are the different names. avoidable cost, prime cost or direct cost. Now what is the formula for total variable cost? That is total cost minus total fixed cost. Okay. Now shape of total variable curve. How the shape of total variable curve is, this is what we are going to study. Fine. Now total variable cost increases with output, but rate of increase is different at different level. Okay, do remember we have already studied total variable cost changes as per the output. So no doubt it is different at every level of output. Okay, so initially it increases at decreasing rate, then it increases at increasing rate with increase in output. Initially it increases at decreasing rate means what? We know in the beginning we are not inputting lot of variable cost. That is what we have studied, right? We start with the basic beginning. Later on we keep on employing more and more. We keep on putting more and more this variable cost. Fine. So with the increase in the level of output, it will go on increasing. Do remember, previously we have studied different, okay, but total variable cost is different. Initially it is decreasing with increasing output. Later on it is increasing with increasing output. Okay. So total variable cost starts from the origin. Fine. Which means when output is 0, total variable cost is also 0. Fine. See, this is not a fixed cost. You know that this is avoidable cost. So when my production is 0, that means no variable cost according to the law. Okay. The total variable curve is concave downwards. Okay. Why it is concave downwards? Because it is decreasing. Initially what is it? It is decreasing rate. Okay. Initially it is increasing at what? Decreasing rate. Because we have employed less quantity or less labor quantity of variable cost. Okay, so what it is, initially it is increasing but at decreasing rate, but then later on what happened, it increases at increasing rate. Fine, with the increase in the output. So the total variable cost is concave downwards up to what level? Up to OQ level. Okay, when you get the OQ level of output, you can check out in the graph. Okay, check out the OQ level of output, it is concave. Now indicating that total variable cost increases at decreasing rate. Now beyond OQ, it is concave upward. Okay, so previously it was concave downwards, now it is concave upwards. Now what it is indicating? It is indicating that total variable cost increases at an increasing rate. Fine. Do remember, beginning it is concave downwards. What it is showing? It is showing that it is increasing but increasing at decreasing rate. Fine. Now beyond OQ, that means after total fixed cost, it is concave upwards. Why? Because there it is showing that it is increasing but at a increasing rate. Am I clear? Now what is the reason behind it? Why this curve slopes in such a way? So TVC, that is total variable cost, increases at a decreasing rate first and then increases at an increasing rate. This follows directly from the law of variable proportion. TVC increases at a diminishing rate due to increasing returns to variable. First stage was what? Increasing returns, right? So that is what total variable cost increases at a diminishing rate here. Now why is it so? It is because increasing returns to the variable inputs arising from the fuller utilization of the fixed factors. Okay, in the beginning you have studied that you utilize the fixed factor completely and you have great specialization, right? You remember 2 points. Now it increases at increasing rate due to diminishing returns to the variable inputs arising from the difficulty of management and overutilization. That is the second stage ka causes you have studied. Okay, overutilization of fixed factors and greater specialization. Next is it increases at increasing rate due to diminishing return to the variable inputs arising from the difficulty of management and overutilization of fixed factors. Fine. So these are the different stages. Causes you have already studied. So that is the reason why it is showing different movement in the curve of total variable cost. Okay. I hope it is clear.